Guys, I have a problem. I own too many musk perfumes. I started to record this video and halfway through I remembered 2 or 3 other ones I hadn't pulled, and as I'm going through my fragrances I find even more and more and more. So needless to say, I'm a fan of musk fragrances. Now we're not talking real animalic musk like deer musk here, but the modern interpretation. I think what I've always liked about musk perfumes is its abstract nature. It's really hard to describe them. They often invoke a texture, maybe a color. We have like bright white, clean musks, laundry musks, furry musks, floral musks. I must say I'm not a big fan of animalics, and I feel like animalics and musks maybe intersect, but could be different things. Like cumin is a spice, but it's animalic. There's like castoreum kind of replacement. I'm not such a big fan of that, but I like musk. So I think there's a musky character to animalic notes, but I don't think musks necessarily means animalic. But I'm a fan. I think I've always liked musky perfumes because I'm a fan of modern art, modern music. So I find it the fragrant analogy to that. Something modern, sort of minimalistic, indescribable, abstract. They often have this wafting nature where they disappear and come back into your perception. So one of the things that I tried today that made me want to make a musk video was the Labo's Musk 25, one of the city exclusives. I tried to spray this last year and was adequately interested to spring for the $12 little tiny sample here, and I've been wearing it today. I think what's nice about this is it really toes the line between a lot of different kind of musks, sort of right in between. To me, overall, I get sort of this white powdery feeling. It almost reminds me of baby products, like baby powder or the smell of wipes. It's got like a clean soapiness, but sort of that innocent, whatever scent they use, also kind of like a Nivea cream kind of smell to it. But it's got a little bit of warmth, a little bit of furriness. I don't get anything necessarily animalic, but I do see how that warmth could be read as animalic. In a way, it's almost like smelling like a very, very clean dog, a dog that was just clean, but smelling its skin and its fur. So to me, it has this white powdery texture, but it's not like Chanel Iris powdery. It's not sparkly. It's not really laundry musk. It's like wet powder, if that makes sense. Obviously it doesn't, because if it's wet, then it's like a paste. But it has a warmth underneath, and yeah, sort of an indescribable furriness to it. But it's nice for that reason. It's very expensive for what it is, and I think, it's not necessarily better than any of the other musks I have, or musks for cheaper, but it is a little bit different. It's not exactly like anything else I own. The closest thing to it that I can think of is Musc de Sable, which equally kind of toes the line between a little bit of an animalic furry musk while also invoking sort of a white powderiness to it. I'll spray some of these on strips. Other ones I'm familiar with enough that I feel like I don't need to. I'm not going to respray this because I'm already wearing it, but I'll spray this just for a little comparison. Yeah, a little brighter up top. You have to be careful with musk perfumes. Musk 25, when I first sprayed it, I didn't smell anything. Similar thing happened with another 13. Those real heavy aroma chemical perfumes, you don't smell anything at first, but as they warm up on your skin, they get bigger and bigger. And I'm smelling plenty of this with 3 sprays, so I would have regretted it if I just kept spraying and spraying. Yeah, there's a difference, but to me, these are very much of the same genre. And I honestly think I think I prefer Musc de Sable. It just smells a little bit more complex, a little bit more natural. It's the one Les Indémodables that kind of lives rent-free in my head. I always think about buying it, and I probably will one of these days. It's a great line, and this is my favorite so far from the line. So that's kind of what I call white, powdery, not clean, but not dirty, not skanky, soft, cozy musks. Onto the laundry musk, which is probably Mr. Kirkjam's specialty. I've got 724. There's many, almost all of his fragrances I think could fall into this category. Baccarat Rouge, no doubt, is a musky fragrance. What I can't get on with Baccarat Rouge is the sweetness there. And Ambroxan Musk is just overplayed. I don't hate Ambroxan. I find it also has like a warm, cozy feel to it, but it's just so strong. It can be really cloying. And I think with Baccarat Rouge, it's not just the Ambroxan that's annoying, it's all the sweetness. So yeah, again, this feels like one notch over. There's some relation smelling these next to each other, but this is a little more floral. It's not completely abstract, whereas these two I feel like are completely abstract. Here you can detect some flowers, and underneath that is sort of a more clean laundry detergent smell. Aqua Universalis, again, another shade of the same color. Continuing with Francis Kurkdjian, Petit Matin I thought I would include for citrus musk, which is maybe my favorite summer genre. I love that sense where you get a big bright citrus in the beginning, and I think Neroli does this especially well because Neroli has a musky floralness to it. So I think it can be used to transition really nicely from a citrus to a floral to a musk. And I find this has a beautiful smooth transition. This one, again, full of that big Ambroxan base, doesn't bother me at all. Actually, every time I wear this, again, I'm so impressed with its performance in hot weather and just how nice it smells. Kind of clean white shirt, just like Francis Kurkdjian is always wearing. Kind of smell bright, sparkling citrus at the top. And then while we're on the subject of citrus musk, we've got Cologne Indelible. I'd worried about redundancy with Petit Matin and Cologne Indelible. But to me, the musk in Cologne Indelible is a lot warmer. It really reminds me of sun-baked skin, like you've been on the beach all day, got a little bit sweaty, but there's still the smell of the sea and the sun. So yeah, this stays brighter and cleaner. This is a very warm musk, which in a way makes it all seasonal, because I think if you're wanting that bright kind of remembrance of summer in the middle of winter, this has a warmth and a tenacity which can work in any weather. And sometimes it's almost too warm and heavy, I find, for really hot weather. I think that covers my citrus musks, but while we're talking Frederic Malle, of course, there's their famous Musk Ravageur. I'll spray this because I'm curious to try this against Musk 25 and Musk de Sable. I'd say this is of a similar genre to Musk 25 and Musk de Sable, in that it's white, furry, warm, much more vanillic up front and a little bit more animalic. To me, the animalicness comes from something that's sort of boozy and clovey. It's a spice that's skin-like and warm. Ooh, it took me a long time to like Musk Ravageur. I think first few times I really just got the vanilla, and I think it took repeated exposure to pick up on the musks. I'm not one to buy into reformulation paranoia, but they say this is less challenging than it used to be. But I bought this at Bergdorf, and I feel like the bottle he pulled out was old because it smells quite strong and more animalic than sometimes what I've smelled from modern testers. So Musk Ravageur, that's been talked about to death. Compared to these, it's a little bit sweeter, more vanilla. Back to the Labo, I feel like a lot of the Labo dry down to a musky base, but of course we've got Gaiac 10, which represents our woody musk, which is often achieved through ISO-E, super, and other woody compounds that last and last. I'm not going to spray this one because I know it very well. To me, again, clean, woody, spa-like, touch of incense, but a very dry, clean, white incense. And while we're on the topic of big white musks, we've got to talk about Chanel 1957. Gorgeous, huge, powerful, sparkling white musks. You get the sense of iris here, aldehydes, sparkling like diamonds. This one, I think, again, depends on what you can detect. It's a cocktail of a lot of musks, but sometimes this is borderline overwhelming to me. It's fantastic in summer because it'll just go and go. It doesn't matter how much you sweat, how hot, how humid. It's going to cut through with this elegant, clean, bright, white, musky smell. Again, it avoids being laundry-like. I think this is not laundry musk at all, but it's super bright. I just get this vision of just like this super bright white light shining in my face with this one. But a little goes a long way. 1957 really projects and really lasts. Back to Frederic Malle, some more musk. Of course, L'eau d'hiver I would consider, again, kind of in this genre, Musc des Sables, but this time totally devoid of any animalics. Really gonna have a musky smelling house after this. Yeah, this is clean. I really smell the water, which I hadn't noticed so strongly before, but compared to the warmth of some of these others, right away what I get is sort of a mineral wateriness with this. The little bit of powderiness, but yeah, this smells, in comparison to all of these, it smells like smelling a stone that's like had fresh water running over it. So that's L'eau d'hiver. Also, of course, we love it, we hate it, Uncut Gem from Frederic Malle. I would say is nothing but musk. This would fall into the woody musk category, like Gaiac. Oh yeah, it's sharp. I can see why people don't like it. It kind of tingles the nose. Yeah, but I love how abstract it is. You can't say, what is that smell? Of course, you could say, well, it's woody ambers, but it's resinous, it's woody, it's smoky, it's leathery, it's a little bit sweet, a little bit boozy. I think that's what I appreciate about Uncut Gem. It doesn't smell like generic designer musks to me. Yeah, it smells like something abstract, woody, resinous, very resinous to me. While we're on the weird end of things, we've got Byredos Emmink, which is like a chemical musk, like the smell of computer parts, technology, plastic. This one took a while to get used to, but I found the dry down again really intoxicating after I got used to it. Yeah, it's so weird but addictive. It smells like paper, like magazine paper. Oh, it's so good. I find this really, really addictive. It's a tricky smell. Again, it has almost a nose searing quality. You don't want to smell it up close right away. But it's so interesting and addictive of a smell. Also got a little bit of that mineralic stone or steel. It's like a Richard Serra, a big just chunk of steel sitting in a wet field. That's beautiful. Controversial. Probably my love for this explains my like for this. I think a lot of people really hate this, and probably they hate this as well, but they do something, this is more challenging, more avant-garde. But I think if you like Emmink, you might like Uncut Gem more. Not more than Emmink, but more than the average person. Then we've got 3 more left. Warm Boozy Musks brings us back to Chanel number 18, the first Chanel that I purchased. It's kind of the outlier in that it's very soft-spoken. It almost feels like the base of a perfume. It's boozy, warm. This is vegetal musk, marked by ambrette seed. It stays close to the skin, but it has a nice, warm, long-lasting glow. Along those categories, Hermes Cardamusk. Again, strong, beautiful cardamom top note. A long-lasting, warm, fuzzy, cozy base. Christine Nagel, I think, is a master of kind of a warm, plush texture, and this really exemplifies that. Remember trying this on a hot Florida day, and though it smells more like a fall perfume, the warmth really made this sing off the skin. It's extremely expensive, but a beautiful perfume in its own right. Simple enough that you could layer. I've never layered with it. I would say maybe the warmest out of all of these. Maybe Musc Ravageur is in close contention, but it's got a really warm coziness to it. And finally, I thought this could be a good replacement for Labo's musk if you don't want to shell out that much money. Evanescence Musk Ambergris. This, again, kind of toes the line between like mineralic musk and more woody musk. I get quite a lot of ISO-E. Yeah, a diffusive, slightly sweet. Not sweet at all in like a gourmand way, but in like kind of a chewy, addictive way. Yeah, this is very nice. I think compared to the Labo, it's a lot less powdery and maybe more woody. But I think it could actually replace Gaiac and or the Musk 25. This one's really nice. I've been really into this, wearing it a lot in the summer. It's got a hint of what could smell like iris, like a purplish color. It's not overly oceanic. It's not skanky. It's very clean, again, without being laundry. It's more like a woody clean, somewhat like a spa woods, hinoki kind of scent. But from far away, like off in the distance, you're smelling the steam coming out of a hinoki wood bath. So those are a few musks. More I thought of, but didn't bother to bring out. Fleur de Cassis, musky floral. Like I said, Baccarat Rouge I don't own, but I have a sample. It's kind of one of the most famous musks. There's the one, what's the really big seller? It's kind of cheap. Sort of a nice irisy musk. Comes in the pink bottle, Glossier's You. I don't own that, but I smelled it and it was better than I expected. So that's maybe your cheapest musk. So there you go. My collection, not comprehensive, but of musk perfumes. Tell me, what's your favorite musk? Do you like them to be animalic, powdery, clean, laundry, oceanic, mineralic? There's so many facets. There's so many ways musk can go. And the minimalist might say, just one of these would be enough. But to me, each one has different facets, different uses, different moods, evokes different colors and different textures. So it's worth having this variation to me. A quick addendum. First, I wanted to brag that I didn't label any of these, but I was very easily able to tell them all apart afterwards, and I label them all now so that I can continue to smell them as they dry down. So they all have a very distinct character. I knew instantly what each one was. Secondly, I think with these modern synthetic musks, one, personal taste varies quite a bit in that I think our personal perception of them can change quite a lot. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of kind of overly relying on subjectivity, saying that's just my taste, because I think knowledge are to be accounted for, experiences to be accounted for. Some tastes are better informed than others. It's not just purely subjective, but especially when it comes to synthetic musks, I think our perceptual apparatus means that our physical perception of these can be very different, in that some people can be completely blind to musks that to others are very strong and harsh. I found that while I enjoy wearing all these, after spraying them all for the video, my nose feels totally fried and I'm ready to wear something natural and light like a citrus cologne. So don't go too heavy on these. Don't wear them too many days in a row, as you might go blind to them, and before you know it, you're kind of blasting everybody out of the water. They can be harsh smelled up close, and I think each individual is picky about the kind of musk they like. There's certainly a lot of musks that to me do smell cheap and synthetic, that smell like chemicals, that smell overly harsh, and then other musks that are beautiful and I can't get enough of. And some of the musks I've listed here today might be that harsh, synthetic, nasty kind to you, whereas some musks that people love, like sweet musk, candy musk that turn me off, might be your favorites. So choose your musk wisely, don't overwear it, and let it just be an elegant waft of a mysterious smell that you leave in your wake.